How's it going, Pokemon fans? My name is RuffledRowlit, and we got some new Pokemon gameplay today, baby. Yes, sir. We got some new Pokemon stuff. Starting things off with, of course, all this stuff is originally from the man, the myth, the legend, MD. MD14 is the one who actually got the gameplay. He's over at an event in Canada where they have another demo of the game that's being playable. And so people have been sharing some of the stuff that's been noticed in his gameplay, which we haven't noticed from other places. But here is what he has to say, or what people have to say. So, first things first is Pokemon Legends ZA moves that boost or decrease stats like Sword Stands don't stack in power. Now, you guys know if you use Sword Stands normally, it would actually, stack, whether it's... Dude, this is the proof that I don't play enough Pokemon. Speed and attack, I think it boosts. Basically, the point is, instead of boosting your attack or speed multiple times and stacking to 1x, 2x, 3x, so on and so forth, instead, it's gonna just make the effect of that, move last longer. So if you use, let's say, if you use Growl, which I think lowers like physical attack on a Pokemon, it will basically debuff that Pokemon for a certain amount of time. And if you use it 2 times in a row, it'll just make that effect last a bit longer. And that's about the extent of it. It won't actually stack and make it like, 2 times or 3 times more effective or more effective in terms of buffing or debuffing, right? So basically, that's pretty much confirmed. You guys can literally see here it says, using multiple moves that temporarily boost the same stat will not make the stat boosts more powerful. It will, however, make the stat boosts last longer. So they pretty much confirm that. So there you go. The other thing is also from Necro Felipe, who also noticed something, which is Pokemon Legends ZA has Light Screen. Light Screen, of course, the move. You guys can see the little screens down there. The little screens looking all good, looking all dandy, boys. The little screens are in the bottom right here, as you can see, and they're using a Sylvia on level 25. Now, what he says here is that basically, Legends ZA has a light screen just the way he always imagined it. Basically, it rotates barriers around the Pokemon when used in battle to protect the little Pokemon, right? And the coolest thing is that its duration can extend beyond battles. In the image, the battle has already ended. So, they made light screen actually kind of work the way it would work in an actual, like, the Pokemon anime, right? Like in a real battle, right? Where it's physically there. It's physically in space, which also, I would assume then, maybe the way your Pokemon, like, takes damage or doesn't take damage with light screen up, like how it maybe affects it, is if your Pokemon, if, like, the attacks from the enemy Pokemon hit in between the screens. Like, if they hit the screen, the damage is, like, reduced or something. But if they hit in between, maybe it's, like, more, more likely to hit full damage. I don't know. I'm just speculating, but I think it's cool that they physically show that in game. It's pretty neat. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty dandy. I ain't gonna lie, brother. But next thing though is evolution in ZA. So that's also been confirmed. Again, I think this is from the same source, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's from the same source. I think. Okay, I really think. I could be totally yapping here, but I don't know. Yeah. So. Basically, what they say here is that, if you just go into your menu, so basically the Pokemon's not going to evolve on its own. You have to go in to the actual Pokemon itself, and then you'll have an option, right? If you click on it, you'll have an option that just says evolve, right? So that is how you evolve your Pokemon. In case you don't know, if you guess you do not know how to do it, you literally just have to go into the actual party, click the Pokemon, and then evolve. That's how you go through that process. And as you can see, we got a Totodile evolving into a Croco now. Again, I think this is again from MD. Again, shout out to this man for getting this footage, because this is goated footage, man. Like not a lot of people have gotten footage like this, from the most recent few, like, weeks of actual gameplay coming out. So shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, MD14. Shout out to this fella. But that's not where it ends, though. We do have, like, a few more things to talk about. In the case of, for example, here, we have Ami at Japan, who says, more ZA info will be out from a Japanese media this week. Stay tuned. What this information is, I don't know. Ami hasn't really clarified what that is, just that there's going to be more stuff. And as for that, what that could be, again, honest to God, I don't know. The only thing I know is that there's been other stuff coming out as well in regards to, like, things happening in Japan. For example, Legends ZA is the cover story for the next weekly Famitsu article. It's very well could end up being the biggest release of the year in Japan, which, again, is Pokemon. It doesn't shock me, right? It's not that crazy. Also, there's a phenomenon within, some Asian countries where they have a weird obsession with Paris, of all places, the same way that Westerners have a weird obsession with Japan, Tokyo, stuff like that, where, like, there's just, like, almost like a built-up image. Like, literally, they are Parisaboos, okay? If you got weeaboos, you got Parisaboos. They really think that, like, Paris is, like, the place on Earth, like the place, right? And as such, I wonder if maybe that influences, like the people really have this like specific image, hence why they're so excited to play again, literally in a game that's all set within Paris, which I think would be really interesting, because I remember watching like the whole documentary about how they have like the same way basically that Westerners have an obsession with Japan. Japan has had some, where a lot of people used to in the past, I don't know if it's still a thing anymore, used to have a really big obsession with going to Paris specifically, because it's like, you know, the city of love, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But basically, we're going to get a big new article from Famitsu, which may give us some new information. We just have to wait and see if anything does come from it. There was also this post, which on 4chan, just showing some gameplay. The guy was claiming that he actually has the game. However, it's most likely fake. I mean, we've already seen this gameplay screenshot from trailers, so it's nothing brand new. There was also this mural, like a mural promotion, which for ZA, which shows Mega weeping, dude, Mega Victory Bell. Like, look at this thing, dude. Like, look at his face. By the way, so there's that. I'm trying to go through this really quickly. There's also this from Mizuki, who says, breaking Pokemon Legends ZA set to release on October 16, 2012 will allow Pokemon to enter buildings on their own. And I think this is more a joke, because this is something that worries a lot of people, which is the fact that you guys can see right here. There is going to be some really goofy ass shit with this game, I'm not going to lie. As you can see, this Gyarados has basically just floated into the building after you kind of like the player requested the Gyarados to attack like some Mega Shards that are there. And Mega Shards are these items you're going to collect around the map, which you can use to exchange for Mega Stones at the Stone Imperium or at the Quasar Tico Corporation. So that's just a little bit of an extra little titsy bit of information you may need, fellas. An extra little bit of titsy bitsy information, boys. But yeah, so I thought I would share that as well. The next thing, if we go through, I think we've mostly seen everything important that I had to show you guys, but we're going to double check everything just in case. Of course, there's this post here from Light, which I've seen this post from a few other people as well, which is mostly about the fact that basically the average time it takes for a Pokemon game to leak out, like when I say leak, I mean an actual, oh dear God, what is that? For it to actually leak out and end up in people's hands is give or take 10 days, right? That's the average. But you can see right here how long certain games took to leak. For example, Sun and Moon leaked 10 days before release. Now, keep in mind, we are on the 6th of October today. It's 6th of October, which means we are exactly 10 days away from this game officially releasing. Keep in mind, it's going to be out on the 15th in some countries because of merely the fact that time zones are a thing. But we are basically like 10 days away. And as you can see right here, there were only about 4 games that leaked that early on. And those 4 games are as follows. Sun and Moon, 10 days before release. Ultra Sun and Moon, 10 days before release. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, 11 days. That was the earliest we ever got a leak. Then we also had Scarlet and Violet, 10 days. Now, which do we have beyond that? Well, Legends Arceus released about 9 days. So that would be, let's say hypothetically, if it released tomorrow, you know, a ZA, it would be the exact same time it took for Arceus to leak, right? Which would be crazy. But the 2 worst ones, right? The two like options that were by far the worst was Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and of course, Sword and Shield. Those 2 took respectively Sword and Shield 4 days, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee 6 days before. Like this is essentially how many days before the actual release that the games leaked out completely, got data mined, you know, the NSP XCI files were out there. People could play them, all that kind of stuff, right? Basically, this more or less is like the worst case scenario in case you want to play the game early, if you're somebody who wants to play the game early or something like that, in case, you know, you want to have data mines, you want to know what megas are in there, because again, we do not know what all the megas are in this game until it is data mined, or until like everybody has the opportunity to play through the entire game and sort of discover it on its own, which, let's be real, that's never going to happen because obviously people are going to data mine the shit out of this thing the moment it drops. However, starting next year with Generation 10, that's going to be only on the Switch 2, and since the Switch 2 has yet to be hacked, I doubt we're going to ever get a actual leak season again. The only leak things that might happen is that somebody might actually just like, it might be like a really, like, I'm going to say it, it's going to be worse actually, like arguably worse, because what's going to happen is there might just be somebody out there who's able to just get their hands on the game and then essentially just on their own just disperse everything, right? But then again, when everybody has access to it, it's more fun, right? When everybody has access to the same thing, it's a bit more fun. It's fair games, fellas. But yeah, again, it's just kind of funny to see like how long it usually takes. And this is probably the last time we're gonna have a Pokemon game like this way leaking, right? We're never gonna really have much of this because again, there's currently no way to like hack the Switch or anything of that nature. There's no such thing as of this moment, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, let's just see what happens. We'll just have to wait and see, and you know, we'll go from there. But I think that's pretty much that. Then the last thing we have is a bit of a theory post from Jordan, who says, now I've been keeping an eye out for some conspicuous color combos in the trailer, since Game Freak has a habit of sneaking in little color hints to the next generation in their mid-generation games. The tulips stood out the most, but not too sus, until I kept seeing the same color combo. And they're talking about the tulips in the background here. You'll see it red and kind of like yellow. And then here again with the pillows, red and yellow. Now I've covered this back a while back. And then here, red and yellow. This like specific color combo is very interesting. Now, maybe somebody just really likes pairing pink and yellow. Here's a previous example of Game Freak being cheeky. I'm not 100% sure on the sticky notes, but I'll include them anyways. But yeah, you guys can see the little like seats right there, matching the colors of Sun and Moon. That was an Oras. And then here are the colors matching the colors of Scarlet and Violet. Again, it's small little hints, small little things. Even here with the sticky notes could have been a hint. Again, we don't know. But it's these small little design details, which definitely could mean something, right? It definitely could mean something. So here's what Jordan says. So I have come to realize that this pink and yellow color combo is just the colors that represent Kalos. That's why Volcanion Shiny looks so bad. The flowers, the two pillows, the post-its, they're just Kalos colors, which yes, could be the case. However, this blue and yellow secondary combo for Scarlet and Violet is still weird. I think this might be the true color hint for Generation 10, which could be the case. Again, there is a lot of like those two-tone colors specifically all over the place. But then again, this could have been just a hint for Scarlet and Violet in particular. Again, who knows? And then here, they're trying to make a connection, maybe potentially that this pattern could be a reference to a Greek windmill, which, I mean, maybe? I don't know, maybe. And then here again, there is like, could those be waves on the yellow tile? Yeah, waves. And then this, a propeller or something, or a windmill thingy, which creates wind and waves. Pokemon Wind and Waves. Anybody? Poggers? Either way, I'm going a little crazy over here waiting for things to happen with this game. And we got 10 days to go, baby. 10 days to go. You know how it is. So I'm excited. I'll be posting another video for you guys in a short bit. So, as per usual, stay tuned for that. And I'll see you fellas in the next video. Have a great day. And bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.